So I had to take a few days off to settle myself after the disgusting disaster that the Dolphins subjected us all to the other night. But after a couple of days off, my POV about this team remains unchanged. Even though it was the defense falling apart at the end, with Vic Fangio's prevent alignments only preventing a Dolphins victory, I have another culprit that, in my opinion, is a much bigger issue long term: Mike McDaniel's play calling. Now, overall, I trust the defense is going to keep us in games at worst in dominated times. But the offense has been wildly inconsistent. And once you take away the Tua to Tyreek connection, the offense has been average with one exception: the running game. If Jimmy Johnson never had this running game, he would have won a Super Bowl or two with Marino at the end. And hell, if Shula had this running game, maybe he never even moves out of the way for Johnson in the first place. McDaniel has a team where the top two running backs are averaging 5 yards and 9.2 yards per carry with a combined 23 touchdowns, yet he consistently will call one option only fade patterns to Tyreek, even from the 3-yard line on first down, while we all scream, "Run the damn ball, Mike." And in all honesty, the problem is getting worse, it seems. It's 3rd and 3 in a game where your defense just choked up 2 quick touchdowns. Despite having numerous injuries on the offensive line that have affected Tua's ability to have any time in the pocket, the team had managed a collective 5 yards per carry. Time was limited, but certainly plenty of time to run for a first down, spike the ball, and get another 25 or 30 yards required for a decent field goal attempt. Instead, Mike doubles down on what has infuriated the fan base all season. Not only does he refuse to run the ball, but Mike draws up a bubble screen that seemingly has a success rate of maybe 10%. Most times, especially lately, that the Dolphins run a bubble screen, we either end up caught behind the line of scrimmage for a loss, or maybe we gain a few yards while we all hold our collective breath that the wide receiver who made the catch doesn't go down awkwardly while he tries to deke around the 3 defensive backs and linebackers who easily read the play. Now, a blown play call here or there is normal, but this insistence on throwing the ball when we clearly should be running seems to be getting worse as the year goes on. It took until the 4th time the Dolphins had the ball in a red zone before Manic Mike finally conceded to running the ball, and it ended up in touchdowns both times. And how many drives have we seen where the drive starts out with success on the run only to fail when the passes start? Now, this illustrates an even worse problem, which is if the team is running the ball successfully, that should mean that it's easier to draw up plays that take advantage of the defense when they load up to try to stop the run, but that does not seem to happen all that often. It appears to me that Mike has got about a half dozen plays that he will consistently go to, and if the defense is not fooled by the pre-snap motion, the results can get ugly and fast. At the end of his live stream, Dolphins YouTuber Dudley Do-Wrong got upset at people for blaming Tua because, as many of us have noted, he must have a clean pocket for him to have consistent success. When he is pressured and needs to move around, his decision-making is, in my opinion, bad to very bad. So I agree that the end of this game is not on Tua, but that's not because he's without his faults. Again, it's on McDaniel to recognize that the offensive line is struggling, which in turn will cause Tua to struggle, which means run the damn ball if it's at all an option. Dropping Tua back twice when it's 3rd and 3 when you have 2 guys averaging 5 yards or more per carry is simply madness, and it's gone on far too long. In my recap, I suggested getting someone else to call the plays, and my mind has not changed. Yes, McDaniel has developed an excellent offense, but his love affair with certain plays like the bubble screen, combined with what seems like zero feel for how to actually call a game, in all honesty, makes me feel like he is holding us back somewhat. If you cannot devise an offense able to even move the ball with guys like Waddle, Berrios, Mostert, and Achane on the field when Tyreek is out, that's a problem. You take Tyreek out, and there's still a ton of talent and speed on this offense, and it's up to McDaniel to learn how to get the most out of that talent. Right now, and especially Monday night, it feels like he's leaving points on the field, doing his best Jimmy Johnson impression where he is insisting that the team will win his way or not at all. Remember Johnson desperately feeding Kareem Abdul-Jabbar trying to will him into becoming Emmitt Smith. McDaniel is doing the same thing now with Tua, only he's trying to will him into becoming something he's just not. Run the damn ball, Mike. It really shouldn't be all that hard to figure out.